Hey guys, Fundies the Mercenary here. I know it's been a long time since my last video. I had some issues with my capture card. They've since been resolved. Turned out to be a minor software issue. Um, there's been a lot's happened since my last video. There's been a few updates. One of those was a nerf to the Flaylock pistols. And everybody knows that's Fundies' go-to weapon. It's still a really good weapon. I can still get lots of kills with it. I can still use it. They basically took the enhanced stats and gave it to the prototype, which is the core Flaylock, and it's still a really good weapon. But I've been trying to get away from using it for a couple of different reasons. I've stopped using my prototype suit in pub matches. I started using the advanced Mimitar Assault suit, and so the main reason being that I'm trying to get away from the core Flaylock is if I fit 2 core Flaylocks on my advanced suit, it brings the price up to a point that if I die, like 6 times roughly, I won't really make any profit that match, depending on how well I do. So I need to come up with a cheaper alternative, and I think I found it. I'll show you in a little bit what that is. So that's the main reason is price. The second reason is since the core Flaylock has been nerfed, I've been receiving some negative emails about how essentially people are saying, they're happy that the Flaylock's been nerfed and that they know I'm no longer any good, and they're happy about that, which is fine. That's the way they feel. But anybody who plays with me, anybody who's watched my past videos pre-Flaylock, knows that I was a pretty decent player before the Flaylock pistol, and I used the same strategies pre-Flaylock that I did with the Flaylock, and I'm using those same strategies now. They still work. Yeah, so I just, I wanted to put it out there. I wanted to find a weapon that I could prove to these people who have apparently been keeping their eye on me, from what they're saying, and they know only the Flaylock is the only reason I ever did any good. I wanted to prove to those people that I was doing well. I had a 4.20 kill death ratio pre-Flaylock. So I wanted to prove to those people that I'm still pretty decent player. I'm not the best. A lot of the guys I play with are better than me. I'm just a decent player, and I want to prove that I'm still there. That's still me. So I need to find a weapon that is. I didn't want to use an assault rifle, because if I used like a Duval, they would say, "Oh, you're only good because you used the Duval." If I used a mass driver, they would say, "Oh, you're only good because you used mass driver." They would find something in there that would say that was OP. So I needed to find a weapon that was low profile enough that when I killed them, they had nothing to complain about. And so the weapons I chose was submachine guns. They're actually really good weapons. They do quite a bit of damage, and they have a high rate of fire. The range sucks, but I do most of my killing up close anyway. So to keep the cost down, I used the Blueprint submachine guns. I used 1 Syndicate and 1 Toxin, and the reason behind that is they're 2 different colors, and I use a keyboard and mouse when I play, and sometimes when I use the scroll wheel on my mouse to switch weapons, and sometimes when I flick it to switch weapons, it goes all the way back around to the original weapon. So for instance, if I am using the Syndicate and I run that thing completely empty, and I go to switch to my Toxin and I flip the wheel, sometimes it comes back around, all the way back around to the Syndicate, and I go to pull the trigger, and my guy goes to reload, and then I'm dead. So this way, if it flips all the way back around and I see that it's red, the gun is red, because the Syndicate submachine gun is red, I know that I bypassed my Toxin and I need to hit the wheel again. And so that's the reason behind the using 1 Syndicate and 1 Toxin. They have the same exact stats, and they're cheap, they're free. I had to purchase the Blueprint, but with real money, but they're really good weapons, and they don't cost me any ISK. I still in my highs I still run complex shield extenders, and that's the end of the similarities to what I used to run. If you watch my past Loadout videos or have played with me in the past, you kind of know what I fit, and I pretty much use the same fit in all my suits pre-Flaylock, during the Flaylock, since basically the beginning. I've used the same setup pretty much, but it's quite a bit different now. As I mentioned, a lot's changed. So in my lows, I fit the cardiac regulators. I use 2 enhanced versions of that. You could use the complex, but just to keep the cost down, I use enhanced. That's, you know, you get the best bang for my buck out of those. If I go complex, it brings the price up a little bit, and I'm trying to keep the cost down of the suit. In my equipment slot, I have 3 different setups. One, I use the drop uplink, and I pretty much only use that the very beginning of the match. Like if I'm running skirmish or domination, I want to get an uplink near the objectives so I can respawn there, my team can respawn there. And then immediately after the first time I die, or if I can get to a supply depot, I will switch out to remote explosives. And I've been using the remote explosive a lot like hand grenades lately. I don't really use them to safeguard objectives. I kind of use them as a secondary grenade. If somebody's chasing me, I can throw one, blow it up. I've actually done suicide missions where I get one and I run into a group of enemy, I throw it on the ground and blow us all up. You know, chunk them off roofs, chunk them at people's feet, blow up snipers, as you're going to see pretty shortly in a video. Just different reasons. I like the remote explosive. And then there's the, and then for, what do you call it, ambush matches, I will use a loadout that has a nanite injector. The objective of ambush is to eliminate your opponent's clones, and if you can keep your guys alive long enough, your chance of victory is much better. So I use a nanite injector for ambush matches, and then and I know everybody automatically thinks I'm going to go straight for AV grenades, because anybody who's watched my past videos, anybody who's played with me knows that Fundies go-to grenade is AV grenades. I've actually switched out to M1 Locust grenades. And some people may even say, well, you should be using flux, because most people are running shield tanks and you can flux their shields completely to 0. Well, I got news for you. I can not only reduce their shields to 0, I can instantly kill them with an M1 Locust grenade. I don't have to worry about taking their shields out and then killing them. I can just outright kill them. And the people that do have a beefy enough tank to resist an M1 Locust grenade, it's still going to eliminate their shields almost to 0. I mean, you can literally take an M1 Locust grenade and throw it at a heavy and wipe his shields clean, and maybe have a smidgen of shields left, no problem. If you hit them right at the feet, they'll usually die. So, you know, why would you use a flux grenade just to wipe out their shields? You can use an M1 Locust grenade and just outright kill them. Now, maybe the flux grenades might be good against like tank shields, like, you know, the Caldari version tanks, whatnot, but honestly, you know, I'm just trying to keep it real. M1 Locust grenade is going to way outperform a flux grenade any day of the week. I'd rather kill somebody than to wound them and have them kill me by luck or by chance. All right, so that's the loadout. The entire loadout costs 27,000 ISK, I believe it is. And that's doable. I mean, I can die, you know, roughly, what is it, maybe like, I can almost die 10 times in this loadout and still, well, maybe, let's see. Yeah, I could roughly die 10 times in this loadout and still make a slight profit. I generally make about 300,000 a match ISK, so yeah, I could easily die, I guess, 10 times roughly and still make a profit. So it's pretty good. In any case, that's the end of this video. I'll be showing some combat footage with using this loadout here pretty soon. And, thanks for watching, guys. Catch you next time.